minutes past 9. But as ever, on a Friday, we'd be taking time out with James Luxford. He's our movie reviewer on BBC CWR. He comes on and, well, normally would, at this point in the programme, tell you about 3 big movies to go and watch in Coventry and Warwickshire cinemas over the weekend. But because of coronavirus, the closing of the cinemas, for the last 7 days or so, James has been telling us about movies to watch on the telly over the weekend, and he's back here with us for Friday morning to pick up some movies for us, maybe to catch up with this weekend. James via Skype link. Morning, James. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks very much. How's Stratford-upon-Avon this morning?
It's doing all right. I mean, we're keeping indoors, but looking out my window, it's very quiet. I mean, it's a quiet town anyway, so
Yeah.
We're sort of prepared for this kind of self-isolation deal, I think.
It must be weird. I mean, I don't know if you've managed to sort of get out and have a walk or something, but Stratford-upon-Avon, which, you know, at this sort of time of year would start to build up with its tourist trade, wouldn't it? And you start to see the tourists taking the pics and walking around the town. It must be quite eerie, actually, in the middle of Stratford-upon-Avon at the moment.
It is. I think it's a funny thing because we tend to sort of go to the park and the places that are sort of separate, where there's not a lot of people, but you do get glimpses of the centre of town. And you're right, Stratford-upon-Avon in summer should be an absolute crowd of people and tourists, and to see it deserted is quite surreal.
Quite odd. Right, okay. So, 3 movie picks, James. James, of course, does his movie previews for the Radio Times magazine and the Metro newspaper, and for us here at BBC CWR. Where are we going to start with this morning?
We are going to start with Vivarium, which is a movie that should have been in Coventry cinemas today. Instead, it's on a video on demand. Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots play a couple who view a new build house only to find themselves trapped there.
Many homes have the pretense of being ideal, but these homes really are ideal.
It's not exactly what we're looking for.
Wait, no, I don't think this is the right way.
Yeah, this is the way we came in.
No. Is it? Did we just do some kind of loop?
Wow, sounds like a bit of a lost and found, doesn't it?
Yes, I mean, I must stress this was made way before current events and scheduled way before current events. But there is sort of an irony to a film about people being trapped in a house being released right about now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that said, it's a very creepy supernatural thriller. I think a little bit of Tim Burton, a little bit David Cronenberg. It just plays on a lot of metaphors for sort of domesticity and kind of being trapped in these sort of identical homes. And it's kind of a horrific take on that. But I thought it was very good. I think Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots are terrific together, and a lot of the plot is mainly them surviving in this sort of trapped environment. I don't know if it's the best film to watch right now, but then again, a lot of people were watching Contagion on television last night, which I couldn't imagine watching here. So maybe there is a catharsis to it.
Good stuff. It's called Vivarium, and as James said, it was supposed to come out in cinemas this weekend, but you can pay for this. It's a pay-per-view from certain movie providers. You'll know the ones available to you there. Let's go something next that everyone can access for free. Well, you pay your BBC licence fee, obviously. This is tomorrow night on BBC One, James.
It's Pixar's Brave, but Saturday, BBC One, 5:15, and it's their 2012 film about a Scottish princess whose argument with her mother leads to an ancient curse being unleashed.
And there's my mother. She's in charge of every single day of my life.
A lady rises early, doesn't stuff her gob, does not place her weapons on the table.
Oh, Mum.
Another Pixar. I don't know. You tell me, James. For me, when this came out, it wasn't a classic in the sort of the Toy Story mold, but it did contain all the elements you'd expect of a good Pixar film.
Yes, absolutely. I think Pixar is always a high bar. We talked about this with Frozen 2 a few weeks ago, in that there is such a high bar with animation from the last 15, 20 years that if it is not an absolute classic that will live forever and ever and ever, it's not. It's seen as something as a failure if it's got the Pixar name on it. As you said, this is just a really good film in inverted commas. It's it's feel good. It's a gorgeous movie. You know, the Highlands being created really lovingly, and I think it's a nice story. I think it's very entertaining and will be great for, I'm sure families around the country are desperate for sort of something everyone can sit around the TV and watch together, and this is a really good choice.
Yeah, the BBC doing its sort of bit really to kind of bring everybody together and try and find those kind of moments of, I don't know, homogeneity, consensus, if you like. And 5:15, family movie time, Pixar's Brave, tomorrow afternoon on BBC One. Fast forwarding through the weekend, final pick for Sunday night, James.
Yes, Sunday night, Channel 4, 11 p.m, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the sequel to Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which focuses on a war between Caesar's ape army and the surviving humans.
Are you aware? No! They are going to turn on you.
They're animals!
Yeah, painting the obvious there, really, wasn't it? In that, I remember when these came out, they were hotly anticipated. From your point of view as a movie critic, what did you make of them as movies?
I really like these movies. I think as a trilogy, to be as a sort of a remake trilogy, it's so rare to find something that just works from beginning to end. I think Rise of the Planet of the Apes is really good. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is sort of the war movie of the trilogy. It's just really apes on one side, humans on the other. Gary Oldman plays, as you heard him screaming, they're animals at the end. He's always really good value. There's something really gritty and enjoyable to this second installment, and I think they're very underrated in terms of when we look back at great remakes or great prequels, if you like, because they're set before the Charlton Heston films. I just think as a sort of a late night, maybe something a bit darker, something a bit more action packed, this is a really good choice.
Dawn of Planet of the Apes. It's 11 o'clock Sunday night on Channel 4. You're going to come back with us on Monday, James. Do some telepicks for us for the week ahead as well on Mondays. We head into the second week of lockdown. What else are you going to be trying to spend your time with doing over the weekend? Any plans?
I think, like everyone else, we're sort of improving around the home and cleaning up. I think everyone's going to have really tidy front rooms by the end of all this.
You and me both. Good stuff. James, keep safe, keep healthy, and really appreciate you coming on again this morning. Speak Monday.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. James Luxford, movie previewer, readers' reviews, and also his TV columns in the Radio Times magazine and Metro newspaper as well. His movie picks for the weekend, this weekend.
BBC CWR.
Make it different.